Blessings, everyone, and welcome to Body Rhythms. This is part 2 of a 3-part mini series on sleep. So, right now, I just wanted to talk quickly about sleep cycles. I know a lot of people hear about sleep cycles and they're not really clear. Even I at first wasn't really clear about what is sleep cycles and why they're even important. So basically what it is that when we're asleep, there are 2 states of sleep that we can be in, and that's either in non-rapid eye movement sleep or rapid eye movement sleep. And what differentiates the 2 from each other is that rapid eye movement. So basically when you're in rapid eye movement sleep, your body is, all your muscles are basically relaxed, paralyzed basically, because they can't move, but your brain is still functioning as though you were awake. And what happens is your eye, although they're closed, your eyes are moving rapidly side to side and up and down. And so that's what they call rapid eye movement. So our bodies go through what is called a sleep cycle at night. And each sleep cycle lasts for about 90 minutes. So even though you may sleep for 5, 6, 7 hours, each sleep cycle lasts about 90 minutes. And throughout that 90 minutes, we go from various stages of non-rapid eye movement sleep, or NREM, to rapid eye movement sleep. And there are basically 3 to 4 stages of non-rapid eye movement sleep. The reason why I say 3 to 4 is because they usually combine stage 3 and 4 together. The first stage of non-rapid eye movement sleep, when we get in bed and we're just about to fall asleep, and that lasts anywhere from, let's say, a minute to 10 minutes, where you're just lightly falling asleep. Your brain function is slowing down a little bit, your heart rate is slowing down a little bit, you're getting adjusted in your sheets and you're settling in. You're not quite asleep yet. And if someone were to try and wake you up, you might even say, I wasn't asleep, because it's such a light state of sleep. The next phase of sleep is stage 2. Now in stage 2 of sleep, your heart rate starts to slow down, your body temperature drops, and your body basically is preparing for the next stage, which is a deep sleep. So in stage 2 can last about 20 minutes. So now we've gone from stage 1 to stage 2, and then stage 3, stage 4 can last another 20 minutes. In stage 3, stage 4, that's deep sleep. That's when your body regrows itself and repairs itself. That's probably the most important stage of sleep that we know about now. And the reason why I say know about is because the study of sleep is still relatively new, and there's so much that scientists still don't even know. But they do know that during that stage of sleep, the 3rd and 4th stage, that's when the body is actively regenerating. So you have tissue regrowth, you have bone growing, you have the immune system cycling through. In my previous video, I was explaining what some of the indicators of sleep deprivation are. And so now I'm going to share with you some of the things that take place when your body is asleep. As I mentioned in the previous video, when you are asleep, your brain uses that opportunity to retain information and experiences that it had during the day. And without that moment to retain it, skills and memories won't even take place. They won't stick. So when we sleep, our brains commit the experiences and the skills that we learn to memory. When we sleep, our weight and our metabolism is regulated. As I indicated, the hormones and the proteins that are needed to keep our appetite in check and to metabolize the foods that we eat are produced during that time. And so when we are asleep, our weight and our metabolism is being regulated by the hormone production. Another thing that that happens when we're asleep is that in the next day we are able to be safer. Our body has had the adequate rest. Our concentration is going to be sharp. We're not going to be bumping into things. We're not going to be making little errors and mistakes. Accidents are less likely to happen. Another reason why sleep is also beneficial is that our mood gets to be regulated. When we sleep, as I said, valuable hormones and proteins are produced as we are asleep. While we're in that paralyzed state, our bodies are still functioning. It's almost like a rebooting. You know, when you reboot your computer, it always says don't turn it off because important functions are taking place that you don't see it going on, but it's rebooting the whole system. So if you can think of sleep as like a rebooting of your body, then you'll understand that in those couple of hours of sleeping, so much is taking place internally that is vital to functioning in everyday life. When you're unable to sleep and the hormones are not produced the right way, it causes imbalances in your moods, and it leads to irritability. It leads to moodiness. It can also lead to irregular heartbeats. When you get adequate amounts of sleep, your immune system is also strengthened so that diseases and cancer are less likely. By getting enough sleep, you allow your immune system to strengthen. And tests have now shown that when we're asleep, our body produces cancer-fighting cells. And that can be the difference between people who are able to naturally fight off cancer or at least keep those cells at bay or not. It's all wrapped into how much sleep you get. So again, back to the sleep cycle. We cycle through the 3 stages, and then after the 3rd, 4th stage is when we go into REM sleep, which is the rapid eye movement sleep. Now, not a lot is known about REM sleep. In fact, scientists still don't really understand why it is that our bodies have to even go through that stage, because they haven't been able to figure out what it is that takes place during that sleep time other than dreaming. And some people don't even really dream at that time. So as of right now, from all of my research, what I've gathered is that REM sleep is vital to the functioning of the brain and how it retains and how it assesses events that took place during the day. Like I said in my previous video, because so many things are going on during the day and our body absorbs stimuli in a different way, it has to assess most of the information that it gets, and it has to sort out, what do we need to remember? What is it that we need to forget? What is harmful? What is beneficial? And it goes about sorting out these memories and these emotions and these experiences while we are asleep during that stage. Now, the thing with sleep cycles, as I said, each sleep cycle is about 90 minutes, but it changes each time it cycles through. So that the first time you'll get stage 1 will be 5 to 10 minutes, stage 2, 20 minutes, stage 3, 4, 20 to 30 minutes, and then REM sleep might only be like 10, 20 minutes the first time it cycles through. But what it does is that it cycles back through, but not in a sequential order, so that it doesn't always follow stage 1, 2, 3, 4, then REM sleep, whereas it might really go stage 1, 2, 3, 4, then back down to 3, then down to 2, and then to REM sleep. And then it'll cycle back through 2, 3, 4, so that you see it doesn't really follow a sequential order. in terms of the stages, but it does follow a sequential order in terms of that it's light sleep, moderate sleep, then deep sleep. So that's always going to be the order. And the deeper the sleep that you're able to get, the more restful you'll feel when you wake up. Now, is a 7-hour sleep cycle the only sleep cycle? No. Other countries, I always compare our country to other countries, only that we have a lot of deficits in how we take care of ourselves in comparison to other countries. Now, in some countries, they have what they call a siesta. And I think it's mostly in, I don't want to say, don't quote me on it, I don't want to say it's all Spanish-speaking countries. Most of those countries, they have what is called a siesta type schedule. And basically, what has been implemented is that in the middle of the day, there's a break. We call it lunchtime, but it's specifically set aside for people to sleep and rest. And it's basically an hour to an hour and a half. And again, if you follow the sleep cycle, you'll see that in 90 minutes is an actual sleep cycle. So in that 90 minutes, the belief is that it's enough to recharge your body to continue on for the rest of the day. Now, of course, when you take that 1 hour and a half to 2 hour nap in the middle of the day, you may be sleeping less at night. But it's just to show that there are other sleep patterns that can be followed. So that was basically it. I just wanted to review what a sleep cycle is for those who weren't really aware. Again, optimally, our body needs to have at least seven hours of sleep per night, and that's so that we can cycle through those sleep stages. Now, what makes it beneficial is how many times you're able to cycle through, because as I said, each time you cycle through, the stages increase, and thereby giving your body more benefit each time it increases. So sometimes, people say, oh, I slept 7 hours, but I'm just so tired, I'm still tired. It has to do with how well you went through the stages of sleep during your cycling. Depending on which stage of the sleep cycle you were woken up on has an effect on how you'll feel. So that was it. I hope that shed a little bit of light, as I said, on what sleep cycles are and why they are important to know. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, please like it. If you find any of this information helpful, please share. And be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you'll be a part of my higher frequency loop. And thank you again for watching. Blessings.